Ugh. Welcome back. Welcome back to Catch That Drip. I posted this video on being alone probably 2 days ago. I had to take it down, so I'm reposting it now. Here it goes. So, I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day. Me, I did. I got lots of presents, lots of love. Sending it to you if you did. Okay, so number one, in dealing with being alone, it forces you to deal with your issues like off camera. And I say off camera because you don't have a lot of people around you with their negative influences. A lot of them aren't healed, so they're giving you unhealed advice. So being alone allows you to deal with your issues by yourself in your little bubble with no outside thoughts, only you and God. Make sure you connect with God too when you're alone. Like definitely make sure you become closer spiritually with him. Okay, so you get to deal with your issues. Like say like you're selfish naturally. You get to work on being selfish. Say you're unforgiving. You get to work on forgiveness. You know what I mean? Say you have an anger problem. You get to work on your anger in the privacy of your own little thought process. Okay? Number two, that's where your transformation begins. Like that's where everything you knew to be true is not true. And now everything you're very unsure of, you gotta like go through the motions, and it's kind of like rediscovering yourself all over again. Also, you find your purpose, your passion when you by yourself. When you're in a gang full of people or a group of people, you tend to do what they do, or you guys are like-minded. So if one of you guys like to paint and everybody else like to skateboard, then maybe they won't be as supportive of your paintings as them skateboarding. Just an example. But painting could be your destiny. Painting could make you millions. And just because you're around them and they got you skating, now you're not focusing on painting. So be by yourself. It lets you discover who you really are, honestly. And discover what you're supposed to be doing with your life. Don't you want to know? Like, that thought don't cross your head. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, what was my sole purpose on this earth? I've always asked myself that. Like, what was I supposed to be here for? Why? Figure it out when you're by yourself. Number three, you discover things about you. Like, when I was alone, I discovered I like making clothes. I like going to the fabric store, checking out different fabrics. Like, my little sewing station in the back. Like, yeah, I don't play. I do my craft. Like, I try to perfect it as best I can because it brings me peace. It brings me happiness to have like 2 yards of fabric and then you end up with a whole garment that's wearable. Like that's satisfactory to me. So that's why I do it. And then like if you don't want to wear it, you could always sell it or just hang it up somewhere. It could be included in a fashion show one day. You never know, like the things you create, what they're gonna do in the future. So just keep creating. So, all right, you discover things about you. Number four, it produces clarity. Being alone allows you to see things that you wouldn't normally see with distractions in a way, basically. So when I say it produces clarity, like, say for instance, the guy I met now, he was a young boy when I met him, and I was a young girl when I met him mentally. Anyway, we both grew each other up. So I wouldn't have been able to see that if me and him weren't separated and I was by myself. Like I wouldn't be able to see how we are growing each other up if I didn't take a break from him and I didn't let God show me certain things, basically, because that's really what it is. God gets to show you what He wants you to see. So, and that produces clarity in your life. So you worried about, oh, I don't know if my job is going to work out, or I don't know how much longer I could stay there. I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. I don't know how to pay that bill. Just quiet them voices. Get by yourself, and you'll have the clarity you need to get your bills paid, to get to that job or get to the next job. You'll have the strength, the clarity, the focus. You'll have everything you need to proceed. So, be by yourself. It's not the worst thing. People think it's so bad. It's, oh my God, it's the worst thing. And COVID doesn't help. But get you something to do. Find something to do. Perfect your craft. You start making some money off it so you don't need a job. Like, I could sit in the house right now. I've been sitting in the house for months just creating. I do not work. I don't have to work. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah. Okay, so things to do while you're alone. Now, I gave you a couple things that, that are beneficial for being alone. Now, here are 3 things to do while you're alone. Number 1, sacrifice false idols, meaning that man you're so toxically in love with, that woman you're so toxically in love with, the alcohol you drink every day, the smoke you smoke every day, all of that. You gotta give it up. Because if you want God to work, and if you want him to work fast in your life, like, you have to give up certain things. Like, you have to give up things in order to get his attention. Once you get his attention, give up all your, like, stop sinning, get his attention, and then you start giving, start pouring out to everything, everyone, everything. And that's how you get God to work in your life, like that, ASAP. But give up stuff that is not important, like things that you really think are important, not important. Going out every week, not important. Listening to secular music, not important. Freaking off with your boyfriend, not important. Trying to be seen on the internet, not important. None of that stuff is important, none of it. Trying to be lit, going, not important. Promise you it's not. Okay, number 2, keep your head and your heart right, and your feelings in check. So, meaning, when you're alone, like, your mind is gonna like start to play tricks on you, like, oh, nobody wants to talk to you, nobody wants to, like, don't fall for that. That's the enemy just messing with you. Don't let him mess with you. He wants you knocked off your course, so God can't use you. Don't let him do that, okay? Trust me, you're wanted, you're loved, you're all of that, all of the above, and if ain't nobody tell you, I'ma tell you. I want you and I love you, okay? Boom. So, you on the internet, you're seeing everybody posting their fake relationship, because that's really what it is. Ain't nobody in love that much every day posting their relate. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. But that's some people's way of life. Some people's way of life is showing the world their life. So, if you can't seem to stay off, and like, you have to, if you can't seem to, like, if you're addicted to the internet, you need to sacrifice that idol. Like, stay off of there. Stop looking at people's relationships. Stop feeling sorry for yourself because you don't have one. Stop doing all of these things, because none of it matters, okay? God is going to send you the person you're supposed to be with, period. Not the person you want to be with, the person you're supposed to be with, okay? And number 3, things to do while you're alone. Forgive whatever drove you to that place of alone, and protect your energy. So if you have friends that was backbiting, talking bad about you, came back around, they don't think you know, don't say nothing. Keep your heart right, keep your feelings in check, don't retaliate, forgive them. Literally, forgive them. You have to forgive them if you're going to get to your next level. Forgive them and keep your heart right. Those are the last 2 most important on the list. Keep your heart right. Like, I don't care what they do to you, what they say to you. They didn't make you, so they can't break you. So, all of that is out the window, okay? So, boom. Keep your heart right. Like, it's a test. God is watching all the time. Keep your heart right. All right, so let's run it back. Let's recap real quick. Dealing with being alone, it forces you to deal with your issues off camera, which is a great thing. Stop complaining about being alone if you're alone. It's a good thing. That's where he needs you to be, alone. 2 is where your transformation begins. Be all you can be, period. 3, discover things about yourself. Discover who you really are. You're coming into you. Feel me? Produce clarity. You can see miles and miles. You can see the bull crap before it hits you miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away. You can see it once you have clarity. If you don't have clarity, you're going to be bumping into things, tripping over things left and right. And I mean things as in things of life. Things to do while you're alone. Sacrifice false idols. No drinking, no smoking, no sex, no partying, no shopping, no vanity, no makeup. Like, stay out of the mirror, period. Just focus on you. Keep your heart and feelings in check. Number 2. And number 3, forgive whatever drove you to that place and protect your energy. All right, guys, so that's today's video. Being alone. Trust me, it's not the worst thing that can happen. Think about it like this. You're alone because you need to be greater for the next person that comes in your life. You need to be better than you were for the next person coming into your life. So keep your head up, stay positive, like, subscribe, catch this weekly drip. Thank you. Later.